Okay, so moving on to our next story. This one, it's one that there's a reason why we're trying to sandwich things in between because this one I think is going to be a very divisive story, potentially when people hear our thoughts and our takes on this. I don't understand why this exists. What were we talking about? Ghostbusters released a new teaser for potentially a brand new movie. We don't know too much about it. We've heard some potential leaks, if you will, and I'm gonna only report them because they might be legit, they might not be legit. But we do know that there was a teaser. I actually loved the teaser,
Yeah.
but just because I love it doesn't mean I have to sit there and be like, oh, this is why it exists. It's like, yes, I do love it, but that's not necessarily why it existed because, while I didn't love the 2016 Ghostbusters, you and I talked about it, Tristan, and it wasn't a
Yeah.
terrible film. Like
No.
we did a review on it on Friday Night Movies. It's available on our Keikaku. It's available on our Those Guys on the Radio YouTube channel and our Blog Talk Radio account, blogtalkradio.com/Those Guys on the Radio. So audio or video version. I didn't hate it. So, and
Yeah.
there's some people that hated it, and you could hate it for any reason you want. But if one of the reasons is we hate it because these women are terrible, all women are terrible rather, and we don't want any women in our Ghostbusters. This is a PC SJW agenda. If that's the reason why you hate it, well, people are going to call you out on that. So, sorry, not sorry. People are going to call you out on it. But if you disliked it because you were like, I don't know if it was funny, or I think it would have been better if it continued the original continuity, I'm not going to call you a sexist over that. Those
Yeah.
are fair points, right?
Right.
But if you're just coming at this from the SJWs ruined another movie, people are going to call you out. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm going to gif your face right there. Tristan, Tristan's correct, though. We're going to call you out on it. People are going to call you out on it. So, anyway. This teaser, though. So you said you liked it too, Tristan.
Yeah.
I love the music so
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the teaser in the sense that it feels like it's going from the angle like this is going to be a time skip, like it's going to be years later.
Mm-hmm.
And
which, to be fair, modern day is a time skip compared to the original. To be
right,
fair,
exactly. Yeah, right. And it would be interesting to maybe see a new Ghostbusters team be formed under a mentor of, if Bill Murray came back to be like one of the founding members and being like, yeah, we can't do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously some of the actors are not alive anymore. So it's not like you can get the original, all of the original team back together.
Yeah.
Sadly. But it would be interesting to have it from the idea of continuing the original continuity and having it be, some of the older members or maybe just one of them being like, yeah. We need a new ghost busting team because ghost activity is on the rise again and there's no one to do anything about it.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem with that. My issue is that I think it's wrong, in my opinion, to just write off the one that just came out as if it never happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
And here's the thing too, right? Even if someone says, well, I don't care, just whatever. They're like, I don't care. My issue is it just seems like you're backpedaling, and it also seems like you're like, okay, for me, if you believe, and I mean you as in a fan or as someone who worked on the 2016 project to try to make a new franchise, if you think it didn't work, then let it die for a bit. It's only been, if this movie actually comes out in 2020,
right.
It's been 4 years.
4 years?
Really? I don't think.
I mean, maybe give it one more, but
yeah, give it another one even before announcing. Like, have it be like 6 years at least. But like, I don't know. To me, because I think of like how long it's been. It's only been 4 years. That's, again, when it comes out. Now it's been 3 years. This teaser's coming out. It's like, I don't know, man. It seems like it's way too soon to try to bring this franchise back to be like, look, I know that one didn't work, but here's this one.
Right.
I think it's too soon.
Okay.
If you think the old one was a failure, then stop. I'm talking about this from a money-making perspective, not from a writer perspective. If you think, oh, that one didn't make money, then why are you going to put more money into this one? Because it might seem like the franchise is like, a franchise can go dormant. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I also would like to mention, by the way, I had it up. I think I still have it up around here. There he is. Ghostbusters 2016 film. The budget for the movie was $144 million, and the box office made $229.1 million, which frankly is more than you would think compared to how many people online were like, this is an SJW failure. You would
Yeah.
think that the movie made like 1 million or like 50 million. Like it
Right.
made back its budget and more. I think the issue is, potentially is, even putting all the sexism aside and racism aside, I think one of the issues is that this is from money making perspective. Sony probably put so much money into the promotion for it
Yeah.
that they may not have gotten like they may have actually lost some money on it.
Right.
And also another thing as well is some of that money, that 229.1 million, is overseas money, and they get less money back from that than they do US based.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if maybe they didn't make back their budget, even though it does show it here. So, but again, if you didn't make back your budget, then don't make another Ghostbusters movie. Why are you going to kick this hornet's nest? And by the way, some of it's not leaks. I'm sorry that I call them leaks, but some story stuff that we've heard. One of it is the fact that apparently there are 2 boys and 2 girls that are going to be introduced. So 4 teens, 2 boys, 2 girls. Good, but again, like I'm not saying that they need to be an all-female cast again. It's just like,
Yeah.
why when you release that one, you're in 2016, you're going to say, let's not do a sequel, but let's just do an original like spin-off or an original sequel to the original work and make it official Ghostbusters 3. It just seems like, you know what it seems like here, dude? It seems like if Sony was saying, we're making Ghostbusters with an all-female cast because we believe that women can do this. Now they're saying, all right, not all women, like half, maybe, like 2 out of 4, maybe. Like, you see what I'm saying, Tristan? Like, it just has a bad taste.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, dude, just don't make another one for a bit longer and
Right.
then do this.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it. Now, another thing, too, I would say is, it seems as if they have not contacted any of the cast from the 2016 version.
Right.
If they don't even acknowledge that in canon, I would be pissed even if this is a good movie. Because come the fuck on. It happened. Just say, like, and here's the thing too, right? Yes, I know the 2016 version had Bill Murray in it, and the not as his character, and it did happen in New York, but you could easily weave shit into canon so easily that there's no reason why this movie couldn't be like, oh yeah, wasn't there like a Ghostbusters thing in New York? Oh yeah, there was. I can't believe no one mentioned the original there, but still, it took place in like a few days, you know?
Right.
Like, I don't know, man. I feel like you could acknowledge the one in 2016 while still going forward with this version. I don't think it's right to erase that from canon so quickly. Do you see what I mean? Like, it seems like it's far too quick
Yeah.
to be erased.
I never really thought of the 2016 one as like
It wasn't.
continuation. It felt like its own thing.
No, it was. It definitely was. And I agree to that. But I'm saying that now that you're trying to make a brand new movie that continues the original, try to find a way to weave it into canon. Like, it just makes more sense rather than looking like you're like, fuck that. That was a fucking failure. Because it wasn't.
Trying to sweep it under the rug like it doesn't exist.
Because it isn't a movie that came out 30 years ago. Like, if you... Actually, I should clarify something. The newest Halloween movie that came out, the newest one, only said, hey, we're only referencing the first Halloween movie that ever existed. Now, not every single, but almost every single Halloween movie that came out is 40 to 30, maybe some 20 years old.
Right.
Actually, no, some, to be fair, are 10 years old, but still are like 15, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, any Halloween movie that, unless it was its own canon with its new Michael Myers, it was its own thing. Now, the reason why I talk about the Ghostbusters movie, not only was it so recent, they weren't remakes of the original characters. They were their own characters. So you could weave them in and not have it be an issue. Because I will admit, if one of them was a female version in name of one of the male characters in Ghostbusters, I'll admit that would be a little hard. Unless you weave them in as someone's brother or cousin or something like that, right? It would be hard, right? But in this case, the fact that they're different characters altogether, like, there's a reason why there was a Halloween remake by Rob Zombie, and that's not tied into the new one, doesn't need to be. They were both Michael Myers. And this new one ignores all the continuity other than the first Halloween movie. Because, again, most of them are so old, that makes sense. It's not like there was a Halloween movie that came out 3 years ago that, like, you know... I forgot who makes Halloween. They're just like, yeah, let's just erase that one too. It
Right.
just seemed, especially if it was like, I don't know, one with like a strong female protagonist, it would just seem odd to me. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to accuse Sony of being sexist. It's just odd.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, though, as a movie, I think this is going to be good because it actually has the son of the original Ghostbusters director, Ivan Reitman, Jason Reitman, working on it. So he's actually and directly on it. And apparently, he actually talked to his dad about this. So he is working with his dad somewhat closely. So
Right.
this really does seem like it's going to be an actual, like, continuation, even though some people consider the Ghostbusters video game that I even have that I haven't played yet, I should, as a continuation. They consider that as a good continuation. But
Right.
this one will be an official non-comic, again, official continuation. I get it. But I just feel like they should try to find a way to weave in the newer cast if they can as like so let's look at the cast, right? Some people may not want to return from the original Ghostbusters and some people have passed on. I see no reason why you can't have someone from the 2016 version coming in just to also be a mentor for a
Right.
little bit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this movie has to be about any of the older Ghostbusters. Frankly, I would want them to only cameo briefly and care more about these new kids.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I would rather care about these new kids than I would getting multiple or a large amount of cameos of original Ghostbusters of any type. Right? Of any kind from any of the movies. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Also, I want to mention Leslie Jones talked about this. She is a comedian who insults people a lot. So she said some very interesting, funny things, based in anger. They were based in anger, but I do think that they were funny. And I want to find them here. Let's see what she said. Oh, come on! I have to reload the page. Excellent. This is not like we're doing this live on Twitch or anything. But Tristan, what do you think about this movie? Because I know you've been agreeing with me, not agreeing with me. Like, what do you think about the? I know it's not a movie yet; it's a teaser. But like, what do you think so far? Do you think that it has promise, or do you think that it might also flub? Because
Yeah. No, like I mentioned before, I think it's interesting to be a continuation.
no, I mean like in terms of box office potential returns. Because I worry for a reason. I kind of worry a little bit.
I mean, I
know we don't know yet.
don't necessarily see why it would have a problem. Why do you think it would?
Well, here's why, right? So let's look at a controversy that happened around a movie. You may have heard of the movie, Tristan. It was called Star Wars Episode 8. So, not everyone's concern with Episode 8 was the fact that more women were in the movie getting larger roles. That wasn't everyone's concern.
Not everyone.
Not everyone, but some people did say, and they were very polite when they were, trying to push Marie Tran off of Instagram. Very polite, when they said things like the SJW agenda is killing this movie in multiple YouTube videos, talking about like Kathleen Kennedy as if she's both God and the devil. How much power she has over these fucking movies when all they want to do is make money. They're not like here trying to push an agenda unless it's about making money. But anyway, you remember that controversy. Sure. I think many of you might remember that. Remember that Solo came out, which literally if the controversy was simply about, the problem is white men aren't, running everything. And then we have a movie that has Han Solo, a white man in it. You would think that would get people in, but even then people still said, no, the SJW agenda ruined it so much that I'm boycotting a movie that I said I wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that might actually apply here, perhaps.
I feel like
I know it's different fandoms, but
yeah, no, entirely different fan base, right? But also, I feel like if that was going to be a problem, I feel like it would have been in reverse in a way, because now it's kind of going back to the roots and trying to continue off of the canon, which I think is what people wanted in the first place.
Right, but again, like, no, but the reason why I say it is like, the reason why I bring it up is this is the reason why, right? That is true, right? That is what people wanted. But also at the same time, people do love Han Solo. Like, people have talked about Solo for years. You would think that would be the thing, because that's sort of going back to roots. Not a continuation necessarily, but I'm talking about, like, I know you're right. Technically, one is a spin-off, arguably one is a continuation. That's a good point. I'm trying to say, though, is talking about something that people wanted, quote unquote, from that angle. People being like, I don't want episode 8. Oh, then don't you want Han Solo? I do. But because you're making it, you're terrible.
Right.
And they're not even talking about, by the way, the directors. Remember the people that worked on Solo originally worked on Empire Strikes Back? Or it was Return of the Jedi, one of the two. Father-son duo as well. So you would think it would have done well. But due to other factors as well, including, I think, people just going, let's boycott it. It was like, well, then the movie didn't do well. And then that makes Disney think, well, I guess they don't want white male protagonists as the main character. Whoops. Anyway, let's talk about what Leslie said. By the way, that said there was an overload before. I fucking hate this website. No, because this website actually caused this computer to have an overload. And it's a wonderful computer with so many tabs open, sure, but it usually streams very well. But this fucking, I hate ads on fucking news websites. I get that they have to make money. I'm not against ads. But holy fucking shit. Maybe make it so that I can fucking run this page. Anyway.
Who are you going to call?
Fucking ad agencies. Anyway. Anyway, so Leslie Jones, as she tweeted, she says, oh, God damn it. She did not say that, although that was the gist of what she said. That was the gist of what she said, but she didn't say that. Sorry. I accidentally clicked twice. Anyway, so she said, so fucking, she said, so insulting. Like, fuck us. We didn't count. It's like something Trump would do. And then she put in parentheses, she said Trump voice. And I'm going to do a Trump voice because why the fuck not? She said, and she tweeted, gonna redo Ghostbusters. Better be with men. Will be huge. These women ain't Ghostbusters. And then she then said in a non-Trump voice, she goes, ugh, so annoying. Such a dick move. And I don't give a fuck. I'm saying something. Which, good for her. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were going to say that anyone from 2016 version was going to be invited in. I don't think they're inviting Leslie Jones back, but also I don't think she'd want to come back. So, yeah. But I do hope that they do Sony, because I don't think they've filmed anything yet properly. I do think that they actually listen to this feedback and they bring back some people from the 2016 cast. Because I do think that even though, look, regardless of what you want to say about that movie, it came out. It's a part of you. You're selling it on Blu-ray. You don't like it? Then don't fucking put it out on Blu-ray, Sony. Oh, but you're putting it out so that I could buy it right now. And Tristan, if he wanted to, we could both buy it from Sony directly. So if you don't like it, then how are you going to fucking, not only, they funded it, sure. How are you going to sit back and be like, oh, let's make sure that people can still buy this because the movie still exists. Right. Does it exist or does it not exist, Sony? Which one?
Yeah, right.
So that's just my take. I feel like it's misleading. And one joke I want to say before we wrap this up. So Tristan, you saw the trailer. You saw how the ghost from Ghostbusters, like the logo looked on the car. I feel like looking at his face, it's like as the wind came up, he saw the arguments of people being like, SJW agenda, and they should bring back the 2016 Ghostbusters. It should be a sequel. And he was like, I'm afraid of shit. I am afraid of getting in between this argument. Like, he just looks so scared. Like, I do not want to get in the middle of this. So, just looking at his face, it's kind of funny. But either way, I want to hear what you guys think down below. Look, you guys can be respectful. That's just fine. I'm not going to say that you guys, have to agree with me or Tristan on our opinions. But I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think that they should in some way continue the last Ghostbusters that they made? Do you think they should try to weave them into canon? Or do you think that maybe, look, it didn't do so hot, and maybe we forget about it? But I disagree. Right? I don't think it did that poorly. I think more people online complained about it than people who went to go see it. And then when they saw it, they were like, oh, that wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was like it's deserving of like Oscars or anything like that,
right.
Or deserving of Academy Awards, Golden Globes, like nothing like that. I'm just saying that it was not this piece of shit that everyone was saying, not everyone, but a fair chunk of people were saying it was going to be.
Right.
Because I saw it. You saw it.
Yeah.
You can check out a review of it. and see what we thought about it, But either way, guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say down below.